In the sprawling kingdom of Illyria, where the sun kissed the golden fields and the rivers sang lullabies to the mountains, there lived a man named Aaron. Aaron was renowned, not for his bravery, intelligence, or strength, but for his extraordinary talent in the art of doing nothing. He was the epitome of laziness, so much so that the villagers often joked that Aaron would probably ask the wind to carry him rather than take a step himself. Aaron's small house stood on the edge of Illyria, near the Whispering Woods, and it was as unkempt as its owner. One day, as Aaron was perfecting the art of napping in his overgrown garden, an old hunched woman appeared before him. She was none other than Hestia, the ancient goddess of hearth and home, disguised as a beggar. "Honorable sir," she began in a voice as crackly as dry leaves, "could you spare a morsel of food for a weary traveler?" Aaron, barely lifting his eyelid, pointed towards the direction of the village without uttering a word. Disappointed but not surprised, Hestia decided it was time Aaron learned the value of effort. With a wave of her hand, she whispered a spell. "Let your laziness lead you to a lesson most precious." The next morning, Aaron woke up to find his house sparkling clean, his garden neatly trimmed, and his pantry filled with food. Bewildered but too lazy to ponder deeply, he shrugged it off as a stroke of luck. However, as days passed, Aaron realized something peculiar. His house and garden would only remain in their splendid state if he put in a little effort every day. The moment he decided to slack, everything would return to its sorry state, as if by magic. Curious and slightly annoyed, Aaron started experimenting. He noticed that with every chore he completed, a small glowing orb would appear, floating towards a mysterious, previously unnoticed jar on his mantle. When he lazed around, the orbs would vanish. Aaron, driven by the mystery, found himself caught in a cycle of work and reward, his interest piqued by the accumulating orbs. Months passed, and Aaron transformed. He was no longer the village sloth but had become its most diligent worker. His house was the envy of Illyria, and his once barren garden now teemed with the juiciest fruits and the brightest flowers. Yet, the jar on his mantle remained an enigma, as it seemed to never fill, regardless of the orbs it consumed. One evening, as Aaron sat pondering over the jar, Hestia reappeared, her disguise now shed, revealing her true divine form. Aaron, recognizing the old beggar and the radiant goddess before him, fell to his knees in astonishment. "Hestia, I don't understand," he stammered. With a gentle smile, Hestia explained, "Aaron, your laziness was like a thick fog, blinding you to the beauty and satisfaction of accomplishment. The jar," she pointed, "is your potential, limitless and never fully filled, for there is always room to grow, learn, and achieve." Aaron, eyes wide with realization, understood the lesson. The orbs were not just rewards for his labor, but symbols of his growth, his efforts, and the joy derived from them. "But why me?" Aaron asked. "Because, Aaron, even the laziest of us holds the seed of change within. It needed only a little light to begin growing," Hestia replied, her voice echoing around the now cozy room. "Your story will serve as a beacon to others, teaching them that it's never too late to change." And with that, Hestia vanished, leaving Aaron with a heart full of gratitude and a newfound zest for life. The story of Aaron's transformation spread far and wide, becoming a favorite tale among the villagers of Illyria and beyond.